You know, it's funny how in the world of business, we often overlook the unsung heroes who keep everything running smoothly, especially when it comes to cost accounting. I mean, let's be real. When you think about the people who make a difference in a company, you probably don't picture a cost accountant sitting behind a desk, poring over numbers. But let me tell you, finding a good cost accountant is like searching for a needle in a haystack. And it's not just because they're hiding behind a mountain of spreadsheets. First off, let's talk about the signs that things have gone awry in an organization's cost accounting function. Picture this. Everything seems fine on the surface. The production reports look good, the general ledger balances tie out, and the standard cost variance reports aren't showing anything alarming. But then, out of nowhere, there's a drastic drop in profitability that no one can explain. Suddenly, the alarm bells are ringing, and the executives are in a frenzy demanding answers. It's like a scene out of a corporate thriller. Everyone's scrambling, and the cost accountant is left staring blankly at their reports, wondering where it all went wrong. And here's the kicker. Often, they don't even know where to start looking for answers. It's a crisis point where the textbook knowledge they've relied on collides with the harsh reality of what's demanded of them. By the time they realize something is off, it's too late to unwind the drivers of that profitability drop. It's a mess, and they're stuck in the middle of it, trying to piece together what went wrong while everyone else is pointing fingers. Now, let's dig a little deeper into why this is happening. For many organizations, hiring a cost accountant is just another checkbox on a long list of requirements. There's often little thought given to how skilled or informed that accountant is about the organization's processes and data. It's like bringing in a chef to a restaurant without checking if they know how to cook. You wouldn't do that, right? But in the world of cost accounting, it happens all the time. And as if that wasn't enough, we're now living in a time of rapid technological change. 20 years ago, cost accountants were just starting to figure out how to use ERP systems, and Excel was the pinnacle of reporting. Fast forward to today, and the tools and methodologies have evolved dramatically. Yet, there's a divide. You have those cost accountants who are in the know, keeping up with trends and technology, and then you have those who are still stuck in the past, operating as if it's 2002. It's like a time warp, and it's a problem. So, what does a modern cost accountant need to be successful? Let's take a look at some of the essential tools of the trade. They need to be skilled in integrated planning, business partnering methodologies, standard and average costing, and have a solid understanding of manufacturing processes. They should be able to access data and create proactive reports, conduct driver-based analysis, and even implement zero-based budgeting. It's a tall order, but the reality is many cost accountants are still stuck in the old ways of processing debits and credits, focusing solely on journal entries and reconciliations. They're not stepping up to understand the business as a whole or building relationships that could help them shine. They're just getting by. And when you have organizations that don't demand more, why would anyone strive to be excellent? It's a vicious cycle. Let's not forget about the limited career paths available in cost accounting. In many places, this function is often overlooked and under-resourced compared to others in the finance department. It's not exactly the most glamorous role, and even if someone is incredibly skilled, there's often nowhere to go. You might get promoted from cost accountant to senior cost accountant, but that's about it. There aren't many organizations with a full-blown cost accounting department where one can climb the ladder to manager or director positions. It's a dead-end street for many talented individuals, and they know it. And here's where it gets really frustrating. Cost accountants rarely receive the appreciation they deserve. Their success often goes unnoticed. In fact, the hallmark of a successful cost accountant is that nothing exciting happens. They keep the organization's costs, margins, and profitability in check, and when they do their job well, it's as if they've vanished into thin air. No one notices them until something goes wrong, and by then, it's too late. For most organizations, anything less than a stellar performance is acceptable as long as things are running smoothly. If production volumes are steady, customer bases are stable, and prices don't fluctuate too much, A mediocre cost accountant can get the job done. But when the market shifts and uncertainty creeps in, like what we're facing now, suddenly the stakes are higher. Organizations need cost accountants to step up, adapt, and apply best practices, but many are simply not prepared for that leap. And here's the kicker. When cost accountants realize that their organizations won't reward their initiative or skill, they start looking elsewhere. Why would they stay in a place where mediocrity is the norm? The best talent tends to move on, leaving behind a pool of average performers. It's a tough cycle to break, and organizations are left scrambling to find good cost accountants when they need them most. Now, let's talk about education. In every college class on management accounting, there's a portion of the curriculum dedicated to activity-based costing. It's a fundamental concept for allocating overhead, yet less than 5% of organizations actually implement it. So, what do aspiring cost accountants do? They learn their skills on the job, piecing together knowledge from what they see and hear. Meanwhile, professionals in other areas, like financial planning and analysis, have access to robust training programs and clear career paths. It's a stark contrast. As a result, many talented cost accountants become elusive to everyday employers. They either become consultants, shift to more lucrative career paths, or stay where they are, knowing they're well compensated for their expertise. It's a tough reality for organizations trying to find good talent. So, why is it so hard to find good cost accountants? It's a combination of factors: the rapid technological change that has left some behind, the limited career paths that discourage growth, the lack of appreciation for their work, and the fact that organizations often settle for mediocrity. When you put all of that together, it's no wonder that the best talent is hard to come by. If you're a business leader, it's time to recognize the value of your cost accountants. They're the ones who can help you navigate the complexities of profitability and cost management. If you want to attract and retain incredible talent in this field, you need to show them some love. Invest in their development, provide opportunities for growth, and recognize their contributions. Because when the next crisis hits, you'll want a skilled cost accountant on your team, one who can rise to the challenge and help steer the ship back on course. In a world where uncertainty is the only certainty, the importance of a good cost accountant cannot be overstated. They may not be the ones in the spotlight, but they are the backbone of your organization's financial health. So, as we teeter on the edge of another recession amid a backdrop of chaos, ask yourself, is your cost accountant up to the challenge? If you're not sure, it might be time to take a closer look. Because the difference between good enough and excellent could make all the difference when the going gets tough.